even. Any day could be the
No,
Sabbath.
we marked our days by our days
so
were
what's
marked.
the day though? It's not considered Saturday.
No,
It's
no.
not Sabbath day. It's day.
This today will be basically going into what would be the marking of the full moon. So we're about to go into the full moon next week.
No.
So that's halfway through the month.
Yeah,
14, almost 14.
So is that prophetic days? Is you talking about just regular days?
Just
2 weeks. So 2 weeks, 14 days is what you're saying.
It's gonna be 15 days.
15 days.
Now the new moon came in on Tuesday sundown. So whatever day that the new moon comes in on, that's what day the Sabbath is gonna be on.
Right. Every week, consistently. That's the new moon Sabbath, but every week will be the Sabbath on the same day.
On the same day.
Every week.
Until it changes.
Because our clock, see, we got 31 days in a month. We got 30 days in a month. That's why it's off. It seems like it's not off. It's just Esau added those days to take us off. You know, he knows. So 31 days is like 29 and a half days. That's 29.5. That's what a day, a month should be.
Yes, it's like 300 in the actual. In the actual year, it only supposed to be like 350 something days.
54.
It's not 360.
It's
or 365. That's what the so-called white man got right now. But it's like 350 something.
Yeah,
it's 54.
Okay,
354.
So basically all of the Sabbaths, according to the way that the Lord wanted us to keep them.
Right.
If you lined it up with the so-called chronological, with the so-called white man's calendar system, it won't always fall on a Saturday. It'll fall on a different day of each week. So one month it may fall on a Tuesday. The next month it may be Tuesday sundown, Wednesday sundown. The next month after that it'll be Thursday sundown, Friday sundown.
But every week you're saying it's a different day for the Sabbath.
Not every week. Every month it's a different day.
Every 4 weeks.
Because it's what
So it
what
could
day
be
is
like a Wednesday, you mean, for the Sabbath or something like that? It's the
any
moon.
day.
Depending on what day the new moon falls on.
It always falls on like the 8th, the 15th day, the 22nd, and then the 20th, and then the 29th. That's how it actually is. And because you don't count the first day. You start from the second day. The second day all the way to the 8th. That makes it to the 8th. You don't count the first.
Which makes it
Which makes it the 8th.
If you count
6 days later.
Yeah.
Well, no, 7 days. Which makes it is a 7th day, but makes it.
I know what you're saying.
354.
7 days. Yeah.
Like you said, it's 354
What sources
days
y'all
a year.
use?
7 days later.
We use the
Apocrypha?
Bible.
I know you use the Bible, I see that, but like y'all use Apocrypha along with the Bible?
The Bible is the Apocrypha is the Bible.
Yeah, here it is right here.
Can you show me your book?
Right here.
In the year 1611, the Apocrypha was inside of the actual Bible here, if you can see right here. Before they took it out, it's got a lot of information there.
When they take it out?
Like around 1800.
By the Bible Instruction Group.
Yeah.
The Apocrypha right there. So it's got a lot of information, historical
How many
information.
books in that?
14.
Yeah.
Here go another thing. It starts with the Greek Empire. When you go to the scriptures right here, it just jumps to the Romans when the Lord comes into play. It goes in between Malachi and Matthew. So where's the Greek Empire? We got the major kingdoms. So when you put that book in there, it's supposed to go between Malachi and Matthew. But here it doesn't say anything about Alexander the Great. The Maccabees, that's where you really set it up. So now,
prophecy though, don't they talk about Alexander?
well, and you talking about the goat in Daniel.
I got it.
In Daniel 7, but what we're talking about, I'm talking about in where the kingdom started. Now I did say about the rough goat, everything in there. That's
right.
You good. You're right on that. But Malachi and Matthew is where it's positioned. See, they took it out because it started naming, because it started saying when evils were multiplied in the earth because of them. It starts saying evils multiplied in the earth, so it's indicating who it's talking about in those scriptures. So why they only start with you got the Babylonian Empire, you got the Egyptian, you got the major kingdoms, you got the Persian enemies, but you don't have. It don't really say nothing about the the Greek Empire, but until you get to the Maccabees, to the Maccabees, really.
Who was Maccabee?
The Maccabees, what the word means,
They're Israelites.
They're Israelites.
It's like a family. They're a warrior family.
Warrior family, yeah.
Maccabees, I believe it means battle axe.
Heard about it.
I think it's battle axe or hammer.
Battle axe, a hammer, something like that.
Yeah, the so-called
Like the lead.
white man, or they will lead you to believe that we went right from the Persian and the Mede captivity right into the Roman captivity. You know, if you read the Bible, it would seem that way, that we went right from the Persian and the Mede captivity to the Roman captivity. Because you don't, the Greek captivity isn't in there.
Right.
In order to understand the Greek captivity, you got to have the Apocrypha. Because in the brothers gonna grab the scripture, but when it talks about the little goat, it talks about the little goat taking down the Persian and the Medial captivity. That little goat was Alexander the Greek.
Right.
Now, when you go into the Apocrypha, when you get what is that? Maccabees 3:1, it says that after Alexander had smitten Darius, the king of the Medes.
And that's the reason. One of the reasons why they took the Apocrypha out, because it shows the validation of the scriptures.
Right.
It lines up with actual history.
Right, and it's just more books of Solomon in here. Sirach, which is Sirach. It's just more wisdom. Go ahead.
This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times, and the dividing of times. And that's basically what's happening. You know, this is speaking of that beast, you know what I'm saying? That's speaking of that goat, you know what I'm saying, and with the horns. Talking about the 10 kings, the 10 horns. And basically, in that empire and their rulership, basically they was going to throw everything out of wet. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Right. So this is I'm gonna read from the Maccabees. What you had something? No. Okay. This is from the Maccabees. This first book of the Maccabees. It says it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, of the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim. So now we already know that's Macedonia. He said of the Macedonian, but Alexander wasn't from Macedon. He was actually from Chittim.
Looking to find out about the Greek captivity.
You can go into the Josephus.
Yeah.
You can go into these books here, because they actually tell you about from the end of Malachi all the way to the coming of Christ. So basically, it tells you about from the time of Christ. It shows you that the so-called Israelites, the actual Israelites, they went away from the Lord, and they started being like the other nations, which they called.
Been like that throughout the whole
yeah, but it was even more. Because in here, what the brother was reading, he said evils multiplied in the world.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it became even more.
What era was that?
This is around Greece, around what the
was
Persians,
over
around like 5. So this
325
had to been
AD.
3, yeah.
325 BC.
Yeah,
BC.
well, BC, yeah.
Yeah, 325 BC.
So yeah, pretty much that's where it happened. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, BC.
One of those books in there gives you it gives you a hint, like second Ezra's inside the Apocrypha, the 7th chapter. It hints to the time, around the timeline that it was written.
And actually, in the Maccabees, they actually give you timelines too. They give you dates, I believe, around from like around the time when the Romans came in. This book shows you when the Greco-Roman Empire actually started to emerge.
Yeah, right.
That's how deep it is.
I'll tell you another reason why they just want to discredit the Apocrypha and take it out of there, because the scripture that the brother's reading right now, it says that after he had smitten Alexander. After Alexander had smitten Darius, the king of the Medes, but it called Alexander the Macedonian, right?
Macedonian.
When you research the Apocrypha, there's another verse in the Apocrypha in the additions to Esther. In the addition to Esther, there's a man named Haman, right? Haman was somebody that was an adversary against the Israelites during the time of the Babylonian captivity.
Right.
Haman was called a Macedonian too, but also in the book of Esther it calls Haman, not Haman, Salakia. Haman, it calls him a Gaggite. You can trace the Gaggites.
A Gaggite.
Yeah, it's called a Gaggite.
Like
you know,
a black woman?
like a black woman.
Right.
Hey, it traces his lineage back to Edomites. Now, if you're into this book heavy,
Well, you saying Haman name mean Agagite?
no, Haman name doesn't mean Agagite. Haman was from the Agagites.
He's a tribe.
which was a tribe,
Okay.
Of Edomites.
which are Edomites.
Esau,
So that's
Esau and
another.
Jacob.
That's
Jacob brother.
exactly. That's another reason why they want to discredit, because we know that Esau, that puts an identity to Esau.
Oh.
According to Genesis, the 25th chapter, Esau has an identity. He came out red and hairy all over like a garment.
Right.
How do you think that the Grecians look? Well, not the ancient Grecians, but the ones that infiltrated them, which were Edomites. It puts an identity to them. So if they can destroy this history or discredit it,
Right.
then they can destroy the knowledge of who is Jacob and who is Esau.
I got a precept real quick, if I may. You got a precept?
The Edomites is still in the Bible too, though.
Edomites are here on earth.
Right, they're here now.
Yeah, right.
I'm speaking as far as contextually.
This is
contextual,
First
like,
Maccabees.
the Edomites is spoken of.
First Maccabees chapter 15. I'm gonna just go to. I'm gonna start at 1 and then I'm gonna jump to 16. It says, verse 1. Moreover, Antiochus, son of Demetrius the king, sent letters from the Isles of the Sea.
Yeah. You ever heard of Antiochus before? They call him Antiochus. Antiochus. Read that again.
Antiochus
Yeah. It says, moreover, Antiochus, son of Demetrius the king, sent letters from the Isles of the Sea unto Simon the priest, the prince of the Jews, and to all the people. The contents whereof were these: King Antiochus to Simon the high priest and the prince of this nation, and to the people of the Jews, greetings. Now I'm gonna jump to 16. It says,
This is an Edomite king. This is an Edomite Antiochus.
Who are the Moabites?
The Moabites, we'll get there too. We'll get in there. That's good.
Probably
You
them
asking
right
great
there.
questions.
Right
Keep
there.
asking.
Probably them.
Yeah, right there you go. Right there. Answer right there. The Lord, the Most High gave it to you right there. There you go. Right there.
There were no Moabites in the Bible.
That's it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
No, we ain't lying.
we'll get there. We'll get there. I ain't lying.
There's cousins,
Hey, verse
slept
15.
with each other, right?
Yeah,
My
there you
son
go.
and his daughter had Moab.
There you
right?
go. What down syndrome look like?
Similar to Mongoloid. Verse
Mongoloidism. That's what they have. Go ahead, Al.
15. In the mean season came Numenius and his company from Rome, having letters to the kings and countries wherein were written these things. Lucius, council of the Romans, unto King Ptolemy, greeting. See, so basically the Romans were, when you read in the first Maccabees and the second Maccabees, they're gonna tell you that they heard rumors of Romans was coming up fierce, fucking shit up, taking over all type of shit.
Yeah.
So basically you had different provinces recognizing that, and they was like, we got to get an alliance with them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So basically, that was the beginning of the rise of the Roman Republic.
It was because you had three phases of the Romans. You had the Roman Kingdom, you had the Roman Republic, and you had the Roman Empire. That was right around the time of the Roman Republic.
Right. See, when you're dealing with Rome, but they were fierce, even
Yeah,
more
right,
fierce than
right.
the Greeks.
Right.
That's how
Did they take over the Greeks?
they took over the Greeks, but they are the Greeks.
Was
The
really?
Romans
They stopped the
and the Greeks are the same people. It's
How do we
just
do
I lived over here and you lived over here. That's it.
That's
But
all.
they are Edomites.
Same people.
They're Edomites, and they spoke Greek.
So
The Romans.
Italians like Arabs?
No.
not all of them.
They-
No, the Italians, the northern Italy, a lot of them are Edomites. But then you got southern Italy. A lot of them are Jakes. Because when you read the scriptures and you go into Acts,
Jacob.
My bad. That's short for Jacob.
Okay,
All right. A lot of them were in that land. In Sicily, you got a bunch of Jakes or the children of Jacob, Israelites that were put in that land. Because remember, we were ruling over the Byzantine Empire for a long time.
Can we get confused? I think.
But basically,
That's it.
that right there we can get back into it. But let us expound to you how Rome inside of the scriptures. Right. Because the brother said that the Romans were more fierce than the Greeks that were before them. That was their predecessors. Yeah. Actually, when you go back.